Hi everybody, this is Brian Smith. It is September 2nd, 2023. You are listening to my first podcast on Spotify. Many more to come. And this is Smart Lawyers Love Dumb Nurses. The reason for this podcast's beginnings is because so many nursing students have come to me as a nursing educator saying that they are just not getting enough out of their lectures. For whatever reason, they are not. A lot of things that are on exams and on HESIs are not discussed in class, in lecture. And a lot of nursing schools do not allow for study guides, and the educators will not give them out. As an educator at a very large university in Ohio, I have over 23 years experience teaching nursing students. And I have been a nursing professional myself for over 37 years. I have a doctorate in nursing practice. I have a master's in nursing with a specialty in education. And I have studied this predicament and this situation for many, many years. I want to be able to do podcasts at least once a month for nursing students and even those who are now nursing professionals who want to hone their skills in the nursing profession. Now, I'd like to explain what I mean by smart lawyers love dumb nurses. I am not putting down the nursing profession. It is a great profession. Some of the best people in the world are nurses. But what I mean by that phrase, smart lawyers love dumb nurses, is dealing with when nurses are in a hurry or they have not been trained properly and they make mistakes with documentation, with medication administration, in their interactions with clients or other nurses. And the phrase was born out of me lecturing in class and in clinical situations with students where we talked about documentation that was poorly done or not done. And I wanted to get my point across that if you, as a nurse, do not document and a situation happens that the client either expires or becomes severely injured or severely declined, and somehow, for whatever reason, it comes back on the nurse taking care of that client. If it goes to court, they're going to look at those nurses' notes and that documentation. Now, in today's society, almost all documentation, record keeping is electronic. The days of paper charting, for the most part, is over. Even small rural hospitals, nursing homes document electronically, the electronic health record, EHR. I want to be able to emphasize to you and state the importance of proper documentation. Because if you would be called into court about a client that you took care of, you're not going to remember that client for the most part. One reason is you may not be called for 6 months, a year, or longer. And you've got to recall that client in specific detail. You say, well, I will remember. One of the greatest ways that we fool ourselves is that we will remember things. We just don't. Can you tell me what you had for lunch 1 week ago? You can't remember. Can you tell me what color outfit you wore 1 week ago? You can't. Let alone when we're talking about under a high pressure situation in a court where you're asked to recall things that happened a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, or even 6 months ago. It's very, very challenging, and the testimony has to be exact. But what saves you is your documentation. It will either save you or it will penalize you. Now you see why I came up with the phrase, smart lawyers love dumb nurses. It's not that you are not intelligent, but on the day of that specific charting, you were dumb. You did not protect yourself. And let's face it, the only reason we really document is to save ourselves. In the profession, we call it covering our you-know-what. You cover your butt by your precise charting. And your charting, just like your communication, must be impeccable. If you don't know what that word means, look it up. It must be clear and concise, right to the point that anyone reading that charting will know exactly what you did, who you called, who you spoke to, and how you took care of that client. So that's what this first podcast will be about. So that when smart lawyers look at your documentation, they're going to know that you are very sharp and you are very smart.